Hi guys, I'm now going to talk to you very briefly about the cultural impact of the iPod. And I say briefly because, the cultural impact of the iPod is so phenomenal, it's kind of hard to decide where to begin. But today I'm going to talk to you about three areas which I really think the iPod, in conjunction with iTunes, has really changed the landscape. And I think the first and foremost that has to be noted is the cultural impact that it's had on the music industry. Up until 2001, before the release of Apple iTunes, the only way to really download music through such things as Napster and LimeWire was done illegally. And with the release of Apple, iTunes and iPods themselves, what it actually was able to do was create a whole culture of people actually paying for their music. And I think that's the most important thing to know. That really, prior to 2001, if you wanted to download music, you did so illegally. And iTunes has now created a culture where people can actually download and legally pay for music and turn a once illegal file sharing operation into a legalized and legitimized industry. So I think that's the first thing to know. I think, looking at it, I think the next major impact that it's had is on the radio industry. The radio industry has been forced to move in recent times because of a new phenomenon called podcasting. And podcasting arose in 2004. And since 2004, it has tremendously changed the way people listen to the radio. And there are a lot of people that actually believe that through podcasting, there's going to be the slow eradication and erosion of radio altogether. Now, whether that actually happens is yet to be seen. But what it has forced commercial radio stations to do is actually broadcast their shows through podcasting. So now it enables people to download their favorite shows that they may have missed throughout the day. You're allowed to download them through iTunes, or if you go to the website, to the commercial website itself, you're able to now download music content and radio shows themselves. You don't need to sit there, from 9 to 11 to listen to it. So I think that's, through podcasting, that's another huge impact. And I think the last impact that we need to examine here or discuss is quickly vodcasting or vidcasting. And the impact it's had on television and film is tremendous, and we haven't felt it really as yet, but I think in the next several years it's going to really change the landscape of television and film in particular, because now we're now able to download our favorite television shows and movies straight off the internet and upload them to our iPod, and this is tremendously impacting the way advertisers advertise their products, and now it's really changed the way we also watch our television shows. So that's going to be interesting to see, and so those are the three things that I think have changed and made a cultural had a cultural change. So thank you.